Ofalava, Lansawa, Dr. John Peterson here, and I'm with TE2 Sports Cards. Happy Labor Day to everyone out there. Hope everybody's doing well. I am coming at you live and direct from uh, the Twin Cities here in Minnesota, Minneapolis area, and more specifically Richfield, Minnesota. I thought I'd do a live video today just in honor of Labor Day uh, and jump on, see if anybody gets onto the video. This is really going to be kind of an informational, educational type of video just to kind of explain the process that I use for uh, processing cards, taking photographs, cropping, getting them uploaded to my slabs, pricing them, and then getting them ready for sale. So I thought I'd talk a little bit about that, and then in the process show you what I have for Mint 9 slabs and PSA and CSG. Excuse me. I thought, for me, gem mint slabs can be expensive. Even the 9.5s. This is a 9.5 and a CSG slab. Nice card. But, even the 9.5s can be a little more spendy. So for me, I really like the fact that nines are more affordable for people in terms of selling. I probably sell more mint nines than I do of any other graded card on my slabs. And I do sell some gem mints from time to time, but I'm a little hesitant to lower the price point on those. I do set up the mint nines a little bit lower price point from time to time. So anyway, we'll see if we get any viewers here, and if not, that's okay, because you can watch this after the live feed ends. So the first thing that I do is, of course, I unbox the cards and I do a reveal. Usually stack the slabs, unbox the slabs, stack them up, and then from there, what I'll do is I'll put them into piles according to their grades. So I usually put the lower ended grades on the left, and then the highest grades on the right. So the gem mints go to the far right. I have separate boxes for each of the grades, and I use I'm not sure what they're called, but they're a little bit taller boxes, and they're perfect for putting slabs into. And then I've got those organized by grade. So I've got a box for nines, I've got a box for gem mint 10s, I've got a box for 9.5s, 8s, 8.5, so on and so forth. And then I have one box for some of the lower graded stuff that's mostly vintage, older vintage, that's in the 3.5 to 6.5 grade range. I think the individual boxes start around 7. The boxes cost about $7 a piece. I get them at my local card shop. In terms of graded sleeves, I like these for CSG, the BCW graded card sleeves. They're a little bigger, but CSG slab tends to run a little larger, which I think works well. And then for PSA slabs, I use the cardboard gold sleeves. I'm not a huge fan of the PSA logo on the bottom. I agree with Mangini. I don't think that's necessary. I'm not here to market PSA. They've already got PSA on their slab. So I don't know, but it is what it is. Till I find something else, that's what I'll be using. So once I get the cards organized into piles or stacks, I guess would be probably the better word to describe it, then what I'll do is I will start to photograph them. And I use my phone to photograph the cards. I usually put them up on a couple of boxes. I make sure I have a couple different lights on the cards, and then I photograph using my iPhone the front and the back. I usually photograph in batches of 6 to 8 to 10 cards at the most. Gets to be a lot to manage if you got more than 20 images front to back. So I like to stick to 6 to 7 to 8 at the most. After that, then what I'll do is I'll crop each photograph, and I'm pretty specific about how I crop. I use a green background too, by the way. I don't notice there's not a lot of people using green. Green screen is the standard for the film industry, so I think colors pop the best when they have a green background, and a lighter green, not a dark green. Um, that's just me. Some people use blue. I think things get washed out with blue, and I've tried other backgrounds like red, and nothing works like green in my opinion. So if you go to myslabs.com and you punch in TE2 and hit return, you'll see that all of my slabs have a green background without fail. So there's that. So once I get them cropped, I usually make sure that they're cropped in a way where they're even, and then I do a filter. I use one of the filters on the iPhone app in the photo editor feature, just to give them a little more color and a little more light. I think that's important to really display your cards well. Once the cards have been photographed, then what I'll do is I will put them into the graded card sleeve, and then I put them in a stack, and then I'll go to my slabs and then start uploading the images, the JPEG images that are on my computer. Usually what I'll do is I will use iCloud and upload them to an iCloud folder, so I'm not storing them on my hard drive, and I'm not storing them on my phone. Everything's in the cloud, and I pay, I think, an extra $10 a month for 2 terabytes worth of data. So it's plenty of data. I don't want to store all that stuff on my hard drive. It kind of slows the machine down a little bit, the processing time. So once I get them uploaded, I upload them card by card. I do the front and the back. When I enter into the subject line, I always start it off with TE2 and then colon, which makes it easy to identify the cards on my slabs. So anyone who's interested in shopping for the 400 cards that I have on my slabs, all they have to do is just go to my slabs, put in TE2, hit return, and they can see all the slabs that I have for sale, which is pretty slick. I always put the full name of the slab, and then I put in CSG, the grade, and then the number, the numeric grade. And the reason why I do that is because if you're on my slabs, I want people to be able to search for just CSG or just PSA or just SGC. It's important to have the right code in your subject head. Otherwise, your cards can get washed out, and it can become very difficult, if not impossible, for people to find your inventory on my slabs. All right, so if you have a business or you want to put your name or whatever it is, a nickname, make sure you separate that by a colon. It makes it really easy to find. And then make sure you put in the grading company. In my case, it's a lot of times CSG. If it were a PSA slab like this is, I'd put in TE2 colon 1985 tops Warren Moon, PSA mint 9. And that's all I put in the subject heading. And then what I do is I copy 1985 tops Warren Moon, PSA 9, mint 9. And then what I'll do is once I go through and I hit all the fields for, the sport and the year, and whether it's a rookie card or a Hall of Famer or whatever it might be, then I go to Terapeak on eBay. And if you're not familiar with Terapeak, the easiest way to find Terapeak is I'll go to your eBay account and then go to my eBay and then go down to selling and then go to research and then click on Terapeak product research. And then you want to paste in whatever it is you copied from myslabs.com in the subject heading. So in the case of this, on myslabs.com, I would copy 1985 tops Warren Moon, mint 9, and then I would paste it, show you on the screen here. I would paste it into that field underneath research products and then hit return. And then once you hit return, you can see all of the cards that have been not only sold and completed, but paid for. That's one of the reasons why I like Terapeak as a differentiator between 130 point, because sometimes the solds and completeds don't necessarily mean that they were paid for, right? So I want that through line for Terapeak and that additional data point. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll go to 130 point and just cross-reference a card if I have a hard time comping it on Terapeak. But I've really liked using Terapeak. I think it's very valid. You can set let me show you here on Terapeak for those that aren't aware. Here you can pick last 7 days, last 30 days, last 90 days, last 365 days, and then custom. I usually go with 365 days because I want to see the trend line data on how a card has been performing in the market in terms of its solds and paid fors on Terapeak. One of the reasons why is I want to get a sense of what's happening in the market and the industry. I want to see if there's any trends that are popping. Right now, in the last 9 months, the value of a lot of cards have gone down anywhere from 35 to 50%. And so I'm not saying it's necessarily the best time to buy because the market could continue to go down. But I don't know. I think on some of these cards, we're getting close to the bottom. I guess it'll depend on what the Fed does with the interest rates this next go round. If they increased interest rates again, we could see another drop in the value of cards and slabs. So once I have it on Terapeak, then I get my number. Now this is important. This card, for example, is probably, in terms of solds and paid fors on Terapeak, probably 20 to 25 bucks. But what I do is on my slabs, I'll list it for 20, and then I'll put in best offer 15. Because I'd take $15 on this card. Now, you don't want to go much lower than 15 on my slabs because, well, of course, you got to figure in what you paid for the slab. So this slab cost me 10 bucks because I got this a while back. And then you have to pay for shipping on my slabs. So you're not the shipping isn't something extra that the buyer can pay for. There's no option for that. So whatever your cost is, you have to figure that you're going to pay at least, I don't know, about $470, $475 for shipping for one slab. And in terms of shipping, this is the process I use for that. It's pretty straightforward. So I have the slab. I put it in between two pieces of cardboard. Then I use Scotch shipping tape to tape each of the four sides. And then I put a rubber band or two around the cardboard to make sure that the slab is not sliding inside the cardboard. Once I have that, I create my label, and then I put the label on this mailer. And then I put the cardboard and the slab in the mailer, seal it up. Now, altogether, that typically costs about $4.70 at USPS. And that is, that's like 3 to 5 days. So most folks get my slabs in 3 days. It doesn't take too long. So I think it's priority shipping if I'm not mistaken, which works pretty well. I don't ship out at any faster rate than that. Unless it's a rush card or a really highly valuable card that's in the thousands of dollars or something like that. So that's the process. Now, if it doesn't sell right away, which, usually is on my slabs, I always put a sticker price on it because I want to be able to match the sticker price with the price on my slabs. And even though I'm doing best offer on my slabs, which is usually about $5 to $10 underneath this price point. So if you look this card up on my slabs, you'd see that there's a best offer there. Somebody could offer at 15 and I'd sell it at 15. One of the things I don't like to do is I don't like to spend a whole bunch of time negotiating with people on prices. Typically what I've found on my slabs is if you put the card for let's use this card for an example. If you put this card on my slabs and price it and list it at $100, but you're willing to take $75 for it, so then you put a best offer of $50 on it, somebody's going to offer you $50 and you're going to put in $75 and they're not going to buy it. I mean, that's been pretty consistently what I've seen. People, when they see best offer, they think that best offer is the lowest price that you'll accept to sell the card at. They don't look at it as a negotiating, hit the median type of situation. So you have to make sure that whatever it is you put for your best offer, at least this is what I do. Whatever I put on best offer is what I'm willing to sell the card at. And I have sold more cards on my slabs, putting my bottom line best offer, selling it at that price. And I've lost a whole bunch of different folks early on in my slabs when I, price it for 100, put a best offer bottom price of 50, put in 75, and then they decide they don't want it. So in a lot of people's minds, and at least on my slabs, best offer means what you'll sell the card for. Now, some people might say, well, you put in best offer and you can negotiate. Yeah, you can negotiate, but you think about it. If you're negotiating on 3-4 different cards at the same time, one, it's easy to make mistakes. And two, you're spending time negotiating when you should be spending time sourcing more cards, getting cards graded, screening cards, uploading cards, putting cards on eBay, and that sort of thing. So you have to be efficient with the time that you use. And I don't want to spend, personally, an inordinate amount of time negotiating about the difference between $5 and $10 or $25 on a card that's a $300-400 card. Like, for example, the card you see in front of you, a 2001 Topps Chrome Pools late edition rookie card. So that's just how I operate. That's what I do. And then once you've got the cards stickered, this is the gun that I use, pricing gun. Duodelli MX 5500, works pretty slick for me. Then I end up with my cards. So let's go through the 9's that I've got. There's a bird. Let's go do the PSA ones first. Here's a PSA 9 Warren Moon. This is a very difficult card to find in Gem Mint 10. You can open up a lot of wax of this 85 Topps and not find a Gem Mint 10, so I put 150 on this. We'll see if it sells. '96 Metal Universe Jeter and a 9. This is the non-platinum version. That's why it's 75 and not 125. Here's a platinum edition of the A-Rod. Same product, 96 Metal. There's a Kobe rookie, 96 Topps. You'll see a lot of these cards are at a price point that I think is pretty affordable. 25 bucks for a Mystery Finest Refractor. Yeah, not bad. Got a Puckett rookie. I sell mostly cards in the $15 to $20 to $50 to $60 range on my slabs. Every once in a while, I'll sell a card for 400 bucks, 500 bucks. I sold a 57 Topps Clemente for about 450 about 2 months ago. Had somebody bid on a 56 Jackie Robinson I have on my slabs. I wanted 475 for it. They offered 425. I came back and countered with 450, and they declined it. So that's a great example of I wasn't going to let that 56 Robinson and a VG3 CSG slab go for anything less than 450. So what I should have done is I should have listed it at 475 and then put the best offer low point at 450. So the thing is this, you got to have a system. Whatever your system is, make sure it works for you. And try and create efficiencies by asking questions and doing research on how you can do things a little bit more efficiently. This is a sweet card. I got this in a lot of Pujols cards, numbered to 99. The lot had probably 50, 60 Pujols cards in it. I paid like 30 bucks for it. So sometimes you can find really nice cards in lots. Yeah, again, 30 out of 99. This is a 2007 Upper Deck Masterpiece black border, black frame. Another 90 Topps Griffey. I source my cards in a variety of ways. So some people say, oh, you know, don't buy wax and break open wax. No, I do break open wax. I don't break open always expensive wax, and I don't break open ultra modern wax. But if I can get my hands on some decent junk wax that has inserts in it, you know, like this is an insert in the 92 Pinnacle product, which was, I think, the first year of Pinnacle. $15 for this card? Sure, why not? That's easy. And again, these 9's, I love 9's because they run a little more affordable. Like here's a Piazza rookie card in a 93 Flair Ultra. Piazza's probably the greatest hitting catcher in the history of the major leagues. I think top three catcher, top 4 catcher. $15 for his rookie card. Yeah, that's great. You know, very affordable. What you really want to do when you sell cards on My Slabs or sell cards in shows is you want to make sales. You want to get a rhythm going. You want to get a flow. That's what I call it. Because sometimes once you sell one card, others will follow. Now, for people who are collectors, this is not really super relevant. But for a person who's in it to invest and is dealing like I am and collecting too, you want to turn over sales. You don't want to hold on to inventory for a long, long time because it gets stale. So sometimes what I'll do is I'll say, okay, I'll do a value bin and I'll put all my $20 cards in the value bin. And I'll say, buy 4, get the 5th one free. All right, if I want to do a 20% discount, buy 4, get the 5th one free. Or maybe I put in all my $25 slabs and I'll say, buy 3, get the 4th one free, right? So spend $75, get the 4th slab for free, right? But you're just moving inventory rather than sitting on stuff. There's a Rogers Refractor, 2014. Bowman Chrome. Shaq. Yeah, look at these price points on these 9's. A lot in the $20, $25, $30 range. These are the types of things you want to bring to shows. This is a cool card, Fanimation. It's an Upper Deck card from 92. So this is a Platinum Edition, Metal Universe 96. In a 10, this is a $1,200 card. In a 9, it's $125, right? So if you're a big Jeter person, you love Derek Jeter, and you want to get the Platinum Parallel from the 96 Metal stuff, which is the first year of Metal Universe for baseball, this is pretty affordable at $125. I'm kind of going quick here just because I don't want to have do a really long video right now. So again, put your cards when you get them slabbed. This is a highly graded card, actually. This in a 9 is $50 for a 1979 Topps Joe Green in a 9 is, I think, a steal. I mean, just finding a 79 Topps football card in a 9 is hard enough. So put your slabs in stacks according to grade, and then put them in the boxes according to grade. It's far more easy to find them when they're organized by grade. And I do mix up PSA, CSG, and SGC. That's a sweet card. That's a rookie card. That's an insert from the 2001 Topps stuff. So then when people buy your cards online, whether it's eBay or whether it's CSG, you can very quickly go into your box of 9's, flip through the 9's, pull out the card that you need to package. That's a cool card. I just picked up a pristine 10 of a 2003 Net Pro on PWCC last night. Love the Williams sisters. So all these cards would be in my box labeled 9's. Because when you start dealing with volume, whether it's ungraded raw or slabbed, you don't have time to futz around. I mean, if you invest money into this, you got to make sure you're using your time wisely. And then, of course, I do live, and I also do video on YouTube. Because for me, it's less about promoting me. It's about promoting my brand. And my brand is really based on slabbed cards. Some content creators, they focus on them, which is fine. But for me, I'm in it to buy, sell, and trade slabbed cards, buy raw. So I want to make sure people see the product that I have available. And then from time to time, I'll do a TikTok video, and I'll upload that to Instagram. I have an Instagram account as well, Leah Talbot Dr. John. $15, and if somebody wanted to pay me $10 for this, I'd break even on it, but I want to move this card. You want to move cards. That's the big thing. You don't want to hang on to them too long unless you really want to PC it. If you want to PC a card, then that's a different situation. Jeters tend to move. Bo Jackson cards tend to move real well. Vintage. Yeah, vintage is tough, because it tends to be a little more expensive. But you do get folks that buy vintage from time to time. All right, we're coming down the home stretch here. Hopefully this was informational for folks that tune in. See, we got 3 viewers here. That's awesome. Thank you. All right, and that's the last card. So those are all my 9s. Well, with the exception of this stack right here. Those are some 9s too, but I haven't processed those yet. All right. Hope you all have a blessed Labor Day. I might jump on and do a late night with TE2 later tonight around 10:30. Peace out. One love.